Hey, and welcome back to the Talos Principle. Today, we are still in a tower, which is apparently called the Central Nexus. And we are going to go to Layer 2. Last time we obviously finished Layer 1. You know, kind of obvious, because now we can take the elevator and we are going up. Just like in life, always going up. I hate the elevator, by the way. I don't know, every single time I see that, I just feel like I'm gonna stick my finger through there and I'm gonna lose it. Anyway, I don't know why I have like these intrusive thoughts the entire time, but it sure is something. Transgression. Don't just peek. Do it. It's an achievement I just got. Okay. Interesting. We do see the other door. I'm still not sure about like the door in the first area, but there's sure something on here. Sheep. Seems Elohim lacks the power to stop me from climbing this thing. No doubt, he still has some tricks up his sleeve. Interesting that Sheep is the one climbing. Like actually, I do remember like some characters talking about like climbing the tower at least partially. So I'm not really sure if Sheep was one of those. Or if Sheep did that like at the very end. I'm just looking around here, like maybe there's like something on those tables. Ah, I guess not. And then we continue. This is the second one. It definitely requires a lot more pieces, but we kind of assumed as much. For now, let's see. That's definitely a terrible way to start, but I'm just gonna continue because I can. This can't be it. This is guaranteed wrong. Let's start by doing something like this. This is always fun. Like we have like a full cube here, and then we can do something like this, and maybe even that, and everything works out just fine. The door should be opening. Well, I sure am worried about like the puzzles that await us. Right, like apparently Elohim can't see us up here, but the question is for how much longer that is the truth, or if it's going to be the truth for like the entirety of time. I'm actually wondering what happens if I like jump down, because like obviously we can't exist in an absence of space, right? Like this is like a big theme in this game, that we need like the words, right? Like which is probably the programming language, and going of course just doesn't work. But like maybe I'm like, if I go high enough up, I can maybe jump outside of Elohim's like vision, I'm gonna call it, and just continue. Something like that. I don't know. This feel is still weird, like standing on here. Anyway, next puzzle. We do have some wind this time around. Okay, so here's a weird thing, right? Like this is probably a very, very weird thing if you think about it. So, we had to unlock certain devices, right? Would we still be able to use those devices in here? Oh. We do get some lore here, that's cool. But would we still get these pieces in here if we hadn't unlocked it? Because technically we can get like a lot of stars without them, I would assume. I don't actually know how many you can get. But since like once you, like for example the first garden, right? Like you can get at least, how many? I don't actually know how many, like for some reason I thought there was like a consistent number, but like you just need enough pieces to go like to the next garden each time, and there are probably enough puzzles to basically do that without unlocking everything. Like you probably need to unlock like some things, like for example the laser. Could be hard without that, but like overall it might be possible to come here and not unlock the fan, for example. Anyway, I wanna listen. I'm gonna explore like the area while doing so, as always, so I'm gonna just shut up.
My best friend died today. In the abstract, a human death is nothing, of course. An insignificant blip in a sea of billions. But the world is not abstract. Reality is always specific. Painfully so. And that one specific human being who existed only once in all of the infinity of time and space, that human being was my friend. But he's not coming back, no matter how much I want him to. So, all I can do in the end is keep working, because that specificity, that uniqueness of people, of real people, is worth preserving.
I do agree. Right, like, or like the whole fact, right? Like, we are talking about scientists here, right? Like, or like people who are, I guess, very deep in the field of engineering, at least. I know, like, technically not 100% the same, but like in this case, right, they're scientists. Let's just say it like that, right? Like they're doing very, I guess, like they work with very mathematical problems, and they have sounded very positive about like most of them, even in the face of the billions of deaths that have come and will continue to come, you know, towards them at that point. And yeah, like that does not replace like the one person, right? Like this sounds like maybe really weird in a sense how we also think about death, because like death is not right. Like part of the death is obviously that you are never going to be able to see that one person, to never be able to experience anything with that person again. But like we don't feel the same way about like someone moving to the other side of the earth, for example. Even during times where I guess it was basically impossible to, I'm just gonna put that there by the way, where it was basically impossible to stay in contact afterwards, right? Like, I mean, I was younger, I have lost friends because they have moved away, for example. And obviously that's like, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that these two things are apparently not the same in a weird way. Like, even though like to me, right, like those friends, like I'm never going to see them again. I've lost contact with them because, like, especially when I was younger, like I didn't have the opportunity to just, I don't even know what I want to do here, by the way. To just, can I do something here? Where was I? To just like contact them, right? Like I couldn't do that. I was in elementary school, didn't have the technology back then, didn't even have like their phone numbers or something like that. I just lost those friends basically. And if you think about it, like just from an egotistical perspective, it's kind of the same, right? Like they could have died. I would never have known that. They could have, like, they could have went away with their car and been in a car crash, and I would never have known, been none the wiser. And to me, the experience would have been the same basically, but it isn't. Right? It's probably part of like the whole thing where we humans are for the most part capable of empathy, and where this just, I guess, is different because we're not just feeling for ourselves, I guess, but like for others. I know, like, to some this might have been like the most obvious thing here, but I'm just gonna ramble on, because death is also like a very uncomfortable topic, as all the topics have been. You know, it's just this game. In any case, I'm gonna read those two here as well, because I saw them while listening. Samsara again. Ascending the tower is useless. We cannot escape the cycle. We only realize the cycle. Wait, we can only realize the cycle is meaningless. I mean, Samsara is the one who always like revives, basically. The shepherd. Earlier generations wrongly believed they were the purpose. This much is true. We are also not the purpose, but by remembering what has come before, we can serve a new purpose. I feel like we've had another text about that. Now I think about it. The idea that like the whole like standing on the shoulder of giants, basically, right? Like there's always, I guess, another... Okay, can I, by the way, turn you off somehow? Because I would like to climb this. Like, if I had... Oh, wait, I get it. I need to stand on top of that in a second, but I can't, obviously. But we can do this. Wait, I'm gonna put it over there. But if I do it like this... Why did you jump over there? I did not want to jump over there. If I connect this like that, we should just be able to climb. But then what? This isn't quite high enough. I might need like the third one, but how do I do the third one? Okay, maybe other idea. I'm gonna grab those. Here. There. And I can't actually put you on top. Like, even while... Wait. I can drop you, like, mid-air, kind of, right? So this is like a big thing. But maybe if I do it right and like maybe put you like a little bit closer, I might be able to just put you on top. Okay, that works. I don't know how quick you are. But if I'm... Okay, I wanted to see if I could be on there first, because that would allow me to climb up there. I feel like the idea is okay. Maybe even decent. But like not quite there yet, because I still need to be able to like climb up somehow. Wait a second. Can I do it like this? Okay, I can probably do it like this. Oh wait. I'm stupid. I feel like the idea was again decent, but I need to at least have the fan going before I do this. I would also like to have like a little bit more time, and it's probably easier if I do it like this. Jump on top. Give me the third one, because like if I'm first on the fan, then it should just kind of blow me up, right? Or like blow the cubes. Okay, this did not really work. Why is there an issue there? Okay, this absolutely did not work the way it's intended. I feel like the idea is still there, right? Like, I hope you can see it. Like, I just want to get like those cubes below me. Maybe I just need to... Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I don't need to get the third one here instantly, because there are technically these, I'm gonna call them like rooms to stand in. So maybe if I just grab it quickly before I continue, that should be in... That's... You know, sometimes the game really likes to put things not where I'm actually looking. Okay, like that. I have you. I'm on top of here. I can not get inside. And I'm stuck. I'm like genuinely stuck. To the point that I just reloaded? That's interesting. I didn't know that it could happen. Okay. There's a ladder over there. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I don't even need this side. I feel like I do need this side, but like maybe... Alternatively... I can... do something like this, right? Like I can just climb up here. And... That's not quite where I wanted to go. Let me put you on top again, because like if I can grab you from here, then I might just be able to get like all three of them on top of here. That's not quite where I wanted to go, but like this also gets me out. And there are ladders over there, right? And I can just even bring the cubes if I want them. And like to over here, for example. I can't climb back there, that's fine though. I just want to see what's like over here. Right, like my original idea was obviously to just climb up here. And that didn't fully work. But standing there definitely activated something over there. I'm guessing this is the door that activated. It's interesting how stuff works in here. There is another terminal. 215. Might be a code. Oh, Shepard. In the earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing, no emotion, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we've come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. Oh yeah, I didn't actually finish my thought that we had earlier about that. We had like another text that we had read in the past about like how we are standing on the shoulders of giants, and like we are part of like a system that constantly evolves, and we might not be like the final one, but there is going to be a final one that basically perfects it all as an idea. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that we would be perfecting everything, but I don't even know if that was like actually what they were getting at, but basically that like there's always going to be another generation that follows, that's making progress in a way to like the progress, and adds to the stuff that we have already worked on. In any case, use the computer. Okay, detecting auxiliary hardware, one external device, yep. Read me the web and mathematics. Similar to before, I'm just gonna read the text first, and then we're going to interact with the rest of the stuff. If you can see this, I'm not sure how or why I can alter this text. My name is Shepard, and I want to help you escape. Elohim and Samsara tricked me into trapping myself, but I'm not entirely bound by time. I wrote down the code you're looking for. I've attached it to something. Well, how nice. It's interesting that Samsara apparently was also part of the trapping process. The web. To be honest, I thought that the net would be completely abandoned at this point, but internet activity has actually surged massively in the last couple of weeks. Bots, probably. It's a dead internet theory, right? Everybody's talking, trying to find solutions, exchanging stories, saying goodbye. It's like the entire planet is reaching out. All the disparate threads of humanity pulling together, idiots and geniuses alike, to be as human as possible one last time. It's almost like what we were always told the internet was going to be, and most of it is free now, because who cares about money at this point? Might as well have some fun. Well, it's actually nice that, okay, I do like the fact that most of it is free now, because let's be honest, the people who make it free are not the corporations. If any of you would like to talk, especially people I've known online for a long time, send me an email. I'd love to say goodbye. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I actually was more cynical with my, I guess, that internet theory, but yeah, I see it, right? The idea of, like, especially early internet, like, technically old enough that I could have experienced, like, parts of it, right, like, at least, like, the early 2000s, but, like, I didn't get, like, an internet access until, like, the 2010s. So, I can't really talk about that, but, like, I definitely know about, like, all the people talking about, like, the forums and stuff, where they were, like, basically, I guess, just open places to communicate with, like, other people who were, like, really into, like, your hobbies, for example, and just to have, like, discussions, where the people, just because it was, like, a lot more effort, especially to be part of those places, and we didn't have, like, for example, boards and, like, people who would want to monetize everything, because back then that wasn't really as possible, so you didn't attract, like, that many of those kinds of people. It was just basically, like, people sending messages and sending files and whatnot, and it was, like, again, it was, like, a little bit of effort, so, like, the people who interacted there were, on average, I'm gonna say on average, more serious about, like, that pursuit of, like, communication, I'm gonna call it, right? Like, we're talking, like, back then, dial-up internet and stuff, where the moment you got called, your internet was gone, stuff like that. It's just like in my house, by the way. It's just because I have shitty internet sometimes. I don't know, I had, like, a weird situation today where we got, like, a call and the entire internet was, like, instantly gone for, like, 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna close that. It's an interesting thought, like, how would you send the last time, I guess, like, people used the internet to communicate, and especially in our more globally connected world, that makes sense. They're, like, I guess I know more people online than I know, like, in real life kind of situation. It's just kind of, okay, I might be exaggerating. I might actually know more people in real life, but you know what I mean, right? Like, you have a higher chance of, like, connecting to people all around the world. And especially because you have, like, those spaces that are, like, really accessible, like, especially, like, hobby spaces and stuff, where it's a lot easier to communicate. There are, like, so many people you wouldn't have a chance to communicate with otherwise, and in those last months of your life, you would probably still communicate with those, right? Spend that time. We had it before with, like, the friend that was gone. Like, I feel like online it would be even harder, right? Like, most of the people I talk to on the internet, like, many of those I just chat with, basically. And if they were gone, like, if they lost access to, like, an account or something like that, I would never know what happened to them. And I guess, now I think about it, right? Like, I mentioned this before, where like, there is a difference between, like, somebody dying and somebody just being out of your life, and you never know about that. But there's also, like, the thing about, like, the uncertainty in a way. And I guess, like, I've had that with both people I know, and, like, in a more parasocial sense, like, creators I followed, especially, like, smaller creators, who just one day stopped showing up, and you never know what happened to them. Maybe they died, like, you wouldn't be able to know, but there's, like, always this uncertainty, and, like, seeing their name, maybe in, like, a friends list. You know, there's, like, the classic example of, like, the Steam friends list, where you have, like, a person who has been last online, like, 15 years ago or something like that, stuff like that. Like, I've definitely remembered having, like, temporary friendships, I'm gonna call them, online with, like, people I've spent, like, a lot of time with, like, for a few months, and then we just never chatted again, kind of situation. Just because we didn't really stay in contact. And I guess those moments would definitely be somewhere I would maybe even send, like, a random message to, like, some of those accounts. I don't know. Like, maybe there's, like, still someone sitting there. Sometimes it's just, like, people I've not talked to in, like, so long, so it would be, like, awkward to start a conversation. But once you reach the end of your life, I guess the awkwardness would be gone. In a weird way. Anyway, mathematics. Let's talk about those. From Alan Jameson to the Ian mailing list. Thank you and goodbye. We sincerely hope you don't take our We sincerely hope you don't take our suicide as a sign that we were disappointed in you, unappreciative of your friendship, or in any way unhappy with our lives. Looking back, we can honestly say that we feel incredibly lucky to have known all of you and have participated in this amazing research. And if we've contributed a little to the future of humanity, what can we feel but gratitude? It is a true privilege to have had such insights into the nature of the mind. Neither of us believes in God, but we certainly experienced a sense of awe that could be compared to a kind of religious feeling, at least according to Einstein's understanding of God. We've chosen to go now together because it means less suffering. One last beautiful day together seems a much better ending than a slow wasting away. In a sense, it's just mathematics. Love, Alan and George. I mean, this is a dark trend that I've not really thought about. Part of that is, like, because I still don't really know how, I guess, the situation works out, right? Like, whatever virus, like, apparently it's a virus that came out of the ice that's killing everyone. If we can look at our orangutangy friends, I guess, they probably... they probably have, like, similar symptoms, but we have not really known what exactly happens. We just know that at some point you're going to lose consciousness and then you're going to die at some point. So now the question really becomes, like, is it worth it if you know? And I'm not gonna ask this, like, as a serious question, right? Like, this is definitely something everyone would have to know for themselves, and you always hope that people like to hang on to life for as long as possible, because, you know, in normal situations I would always say, you know, life may change. You don't know what awaits you tomorrow, and you will never find out if it's you know, over today. But in this situation, when you know that you only have, like, a few days, maybe weeks, is a dignified death worth it, right? Like, this is a big thing. There's, like, what's it called, like, I forgot the English term. It might have been assisted suicide, just like that, as like a medical procedure, which, like, it's not quite the same, right? Like, as what we are talking about, but I see some parallels in a sense, right? Like, you are going to be wasting away. Do you not want to have, like, a happy, like, or like a happier ending, right? Like, is it really worth it to suffer? Especially because it seems like there are a couple here that like that those two basically want to spend, like, one last day together, and then ended as opposed to, like, maybe wasting away at, like, different rates. Like, imagine suffering for, like, the next week or two, and then being guaranteed that, while, like, the other person might suffer for, like, another month, especially if it's, like, suffering. Is it really worth it? Do you not want to, I guess, have the last day of your life be a healthy one? Right, like, that's a question, but, like, I had to think about, like, the assisted suicide, or whatever I was called it. I'm quite sure it's not legal in Germany, for example. There are probably a lot of countries where it's not legal for different reasons, right? Because sadly, we do live in a world where, like, the financial aspect of keeping someone alive, for example, outweighs, I guess, the personal one, right? Like, as a statistic, you can always say, oh yeah, it's probably worth it to not invest into, like, a dying person, if you were being, like, very, very abstract here, right? Like, because we had, like, the idea of abstraction and instead invest that into like people who have like a chance of like recovery and stuff. Yeah, like you could probably do that math argument, but we kind of I guess mentioned this before, that this doesn't really work with like human lives, at least for most I guess codes of morality that I know of, just because of the uniqueness of every single life, making it basically very hard, if not completely impossible, to put like a value behind them. So again, like I should probably mention this, right? Like I have no intention of like ending my life anytime soon or anything like that. Like this is not why I'm bringing this up, but I definitely have like the idea that if I'm like, I don't know, 100 years old, that there's going to be a point in my life where my body will not be able to keep up with like my mind, or vice versa, which is actually something I'm even more afraid of. And there's like part of me who really wishes that at that point in time, a system like that would be available to me, because again, like I would probably prefer to I guess be myself at the final hours of my life, as opposed to like some wreck. That's basically it. And especially because I would have the chance to decide when to say goodbye, and then not like say goodbye because I believe that maybe it's coming soon, and then wasting away for like months basically, where the people I've already said goodbye to just have to see me wither away basically, right? Stuff like that. But there's also, again, financial incentive, right? And sadly, the world isn't perfect, and I feel like the existence of a system like that would be an overall net negative. Again, in a world where the financial incentive is so big, because then I guess people would be forced into this decision just to keep their families, for example, out of debt, or even themselves, because they don't see like any solutions afterwards. It would lead to worse treatment, because they do know that at the end, right, like the insurances can get their money either way, and if they don't have to pay for like good treatment, then you are more likely to not take, I guess like take the easier way for them, right? Like it's for them the easier way out, while they are still getting money. Again, talking about like insurances and stuff, right? This is like always the issue that we are having here, and it is definitely a scary thing to think about, and like especially with whatever is coming here. Like there are probably extinction level events, as I always call them, where that wouldn't necessarily be necessary to take their own lives, but maybe it is, right? Like I just thought, like maybe, imagine there was like another asteroid that hit to Earth and like killed like all our life on that, but like even that process is going to take quite some time. Like it's probably still going to be a few days of suffering. Is it really worth it if you could skip that, I guess, right? Like the outcome is the same. Like nothing you do would change anything. But then again, the question, I feel like the bigger question is probably like, how much time is it worth it to shorten your life? And then again, it's like one of those things where I don't think that there's like a correct answer. I think we talked about this like when we talk about like utilitarianism, when it comes to like, okay, when are you allowed to take like organs of like a person who is currently dying but currently still alive, right? Like how much time are you allowed to shorten a life by? The only difference in this case is obviously that it's your own life, so you have like a lot more control, even morally speaking. Like especially morally speaking, right? Since it would be your will. But now the question is, what if this asteroid hits, right? Like in this case, it's like a sickness that's going to wreck everyone apparently, and I don't know how sure they were about that, but like imagine the asteroid hits and it doesn't kill everyone, right? Like maybe it's just like a bit of suffering for like a year or two, and then we figure out a way to go through that. You would have never been able to know had you ended it before, I guess. I don't know, like again, like death is always hard to talk about, suicide even more. Whether it was reasonable here, that's obviously for them to know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know. Device manager. Let's talk about something more fun. Scanning for external drivers. We still have the same thing. Operation parameters are probably still the same. Okay. Seems like it's the same. It's still free evaluation, which is expired. It's still so funny to me that it works like that. Didn't even like have like a fake date programmed into the software, so they didn't know that the license has expired. Anyway, floor access control, sure. Floor 2 is unlocked. I'm also very fascinated by the fact that the first two ones are like tapped to the side, basically. Anyway, I'm gonna try this. Floor 3 is locked. Let's try this. So 215. Code accepted. Unlocking. Done. There's a part of me that wants to try this code now in the first area. Anyway, I'm gonna exit this utility. We are at the end of the episode anyway. Yeah, terminating the session. I'm gonna leave the tower for now. There are like two things. Like the next episode, I'm definitely going to continue here, but there's one thing I want to test out. Now that I can leave, like I don't think that this is correct because we do still. Wait, maybe I need that. Maybe that's what the code is for. Like we have seen in the star areas, there is a code we are learning. Like we are currently learning. The first one is like a 3, the second one is an 8. The third one we don't know about because they're like on these I guess those massive billboards. Let's call them billboards. It's not really a billboard, it's like just a massive sign in the beginning of those areas. Maybe the third area is going to tell us how this is going to continue. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe I should enter this code into like area A3 because we still need a code for that one, but maybe I'm gonna skip that for now. I don't know. I am currently enjoying the tower. I'm gonna ignore all the star bits. I'm going to work on those another time. But first of all, thank you all for watching, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you next time when we ascend the tower some more. Till then, have a good one, and bye bye.